I know some of you guys are mad that I have challenged your queen yesterday. Your non-duality princess. There's a lot of... Not a lot. So you guys were cool. Some were cool. Just said your opinion. And then some of you guys were like... real non-duality passive-aggressive in the comments. It's very interesting to see from this enlightened beings. I genuinely didn't mean any whatever by it, you know. Staying up. Got Piper. What's up? Yeah, she's a little pissed. I didn't bring any tortillas. See, I don't know what the point is of realizing heaven that formlessness is already this form. But in a sense, not bringing heaven back down to earth through this form and this system. In a way, it seems like escapism. Staying in that like super high state all the time and just getting your little hits from the non-duality videos, like, oh yeah, it's good, tell me I don't exist again. Oh, I'll do it again. Kids are... See, that could be a clutching to this heaven that you feel like you found, and then a calling it free fall. You know, there's resistance to me saying something. Like it might not be full stop. Or that you're there. That hello, you do exist. That you exist. Well, maybe you're clutching to something. Maybe you're clinging to something and claiming you're in free fall. You know, making these videos in the beginning a lot seemed, I still like making the videos, but in the beginning it seemed like a hit of that like sweet samadhi where I feel like I'm in God state because I'm using that non-dual gibberish language that is just like helping me disidentify even further. It could feel like a drug to talk like non-dual gibberish, to be honest. But don't want to hear that. It could feel like a drug, like addictive, like a psychedelic to just talk this gibberish. To keep reaffirming the disidentification. To keep denying the form that you're in. It feels good. It feels like sweet release. Like death. Like you're a walking flatline. That doesn't sound good, but I think when you have a painful existence, it sounds great. You hate yourself, it sounds wonderful. They're fucking leaving. Posing loyal. Posing loyal. If you feel like I'm threatening something you feel like you've obtained because I'm saying that you exist, who's being threatened? What's happening? Oh, nothing's happening. No. Of course not. I'm not here. I don't even know what this is. I'm sorry. I'm not your non-duality drug dealer. The reality is people describe realization so permanent, but there's this need to constantly reaffirm your realization. These non-duality videos constantly go sit outside and just, it's just what's happening. I want to steer away when I say something that might indicate that you have a belief system because you're potentially triggered. You have to refute in the comments. You have to, wait a minute, no. It really falls on itself still. And staying in that high, realized, ultimate pinnacle experience place, people will describe it like, oh, I just became like a dog or a cat or like something, like there's just no sense of self and I'm just always like this. I call bullshit on that. The videos and the talking is like inducing it again. And the truth is, it's spoken like that to make it sound like the human state is this natural pinnacle of realization and that you live and walk in that and that that's the solution. Transcendence. When the reality of the human, you don't need to be realized or whatever to know that the nature of a cat is very different than the nature of a human. You might have that still awareness where you don't really notice yourself going on in some moments, but the nature of the human is to notice the self. To be embodied. Not imprisoned. Realization, I feel like, is good for that. Realized freedom. But you are embodied. You are in form with different aspects. You are physical, mental, emotional. You're an interesting creature. You know, a duck is a duck, but a human's still a human. And I'm not saying that somebody is like lied about it. It's the tone that it's spoken. The language is used in a way, to me it seems, to break down the identification. To call this, the body, it's just an appearance. The mind, just an appearance. Blah, 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 just an appearance. This is a form through which you're existing. I don't know what good transcendence is without transformation. You might as well, it's just, in a way, if you're chasing that state and you think that staying in that state is the answer, and what's being stated about that state is that they're not even there, you might as well, it sounds like death to me. It sounds pretty hollow to me. It's like a hollow happiness, happy smiles. And it's not nothing's been transformed. It's like a numbing, like an escaping. Samadhi hit. All this disidentifying, because that's what it is. When you dismiss everything as an appearance, or it's just an apparent character, I don't care how happy your expression is. I don't care how happy your expression is. Listen, maybe one day I'll mature enough to not kill the mosquitoes, but I can't deal with that. I can't deal with all that right now. But when it becomes dismissive, that's what it is. It's a whether people want to acknowledge it or not, it is a practice of disidentifying through these little samadhi hits of disidentifying by dismissively speaking, by this dismissive non-dual language, this dismissive chatter that's not chatter. It's reaffirming your belief. I'm not really here. I'm saying it because I've done it. And you're free to not listen to me. You know that? You're free to go get your hits somewhere else. You just won't be here. Is it me that's scared of the smackdown of the truth that nobody's here and nothing's happening? Or is it you, scared that you might really be happening, that you might exist, and that the problems and the pleasures that come with this form might be the dualistic reality that you're living in while you're living through this form? It's an honest question. I don't know. I don't know. People don't, nobody's gonna like this because, well, it's contradictory to all the brainwashing that feels great. It feels great. Tell me I don't have to do anything again. Yes, I love that. It feels good. Oh. not necessarily saying somebody has to do something either. What I'm saying is that this is the form that formlessness is showing up as. It's a system that it's experiencing through or whatever. These probably aren't accurate. Again, go seek out a real teacher. I'm just speaking from what I feel like I know right now, but it could change. So denying this system over and over again, that's still what you guys would want to call it is apparently working or apparently happening. This appearance is in the appearance is existence, okay? So to deny that it exists, but still call it appearances, it's just what is that? What's that word? Misalignment. So it becomes, in a way, it becomes dualistic, and at least the way I'm seeing it, it becomes dualistic because you've almost turned formlessness. You've almost separated form and formlessness by conceptually over and over and over and over again integrating this belief system of no beliefs. It's like you separate the form from the formlessness conceptually, and you want to rest and you prefer this duality to this one when they've never been separate. They've never been separate. And the duality that you're denying conceptually is where you exist. Where these appearances, or whatever you want to call them, are happening. Yes. So what's happening is happening. That's where it's all fucking going on. There's nothing wrong with the state, okay? State's cool, it's bitchin', okay? But people are chasing the state, thinking that it's a solution. No matter how many times it's spoken that it's not a solution, it's expressed like it's one. Like, it's expressed like it is. The words don't match the what's being said. That's what I'm saying, is that the whole system is honestly, it looks like the whole system of the person is out of whack. Instead of the form, the body, the mind, everything else, the form, the dualities, the aspects, the appearances, whatever you want to call it, in harmony with the nothing that you guys get, in harmony with the emptiness, in harmony with the consciousness and the creation together. It's almost like it's all out of whack. As there's no identification with anything. And you can't help but identify. That's this like layer of existence, is that identification, that duality. So I don't know. It could seem like people are clutching so hard to this enlightenment, this awakening that they found. I don't think that the truth transcends you. I think that it transforms you. People don't like that, the transformation. There was somebody that took up some issue with it because they're like, oh, you're suggesting that there's change. Relatively, yes. You know, it's kind of like denying that, you know, you go to the gym or something for a year and eat straight like chicken and broccoli. You know, you're gonna change relative, you know, there's gonna be observable change. Okay? You call it an appearance, whatever you want. See, if we deny that change and transformation happens even on a relative level, it feels great. Or just focus on whatever level that there isn't change, it feels great. We stay there, it feels great. Wonderful. Because then we don't have to come back to identification, come back to form, come back, be embodied, embody this truth, and face our own duality. I'm not talking about a forced transformation. No, I'm not talking about a forced transformation. It's more like letting the truth transform you, surrender. I guess I don't know how to explain any of that, or probably any of this very well for that matter. And somebody could call me delusional or a hater of the truth or whatever, you know, with their no concept and their belief that they have no beliefs all they want. I really feel like truth and love are like one thing, never been separate. And I think if you sense truth from somebody, like a hard truth, I don't think, and you don't feel love, I don't think that it's really truth. And I think the same thing about love. So if you feel love and there's no truth in love and it's just a feel-good feeling, and there's nothing that confronts you in it, there's no truth, I don't think that that's real love either. These are just my thoughts, okay? This is just what's coming up, I guess. It's where I'm at, okay, in the call it maturing process. I know you guys will be averse, and me saying the word process probably makes you want to go vomit. Of course, a non-dual vomit, whatever that means, we want to go do that. But yeah, you guys have a nice day. That's all. That's all. No ducks are here to say bye to. There is Piper on the horizon, but I will let her just do her own thing, okay? Alright. Bye, guys. Okay, bye.